Okay, wait.
What's happening?
Yes, here we go again. Okay. This is...
You're back.
We back. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Recipe Podcast. I am your host, Beyonka. We have Brother Jolly back in the building.
Hey there. Just don't have it.
And we have Jay from... I thought you were about to be like, what's up?
West
He was like, I don't know where I'm from. Where am I from?
I was about to say from round the way, but I didn't want the copyright infringements or nothing like that. I ain't gonna shade the suit or nothing.
Oh yeah. No, and you see, she from East Side. You from West Side.
Oh yeah, West Side. Oh, the best side.
The
Birthday
right.
boy in the building. You heard?
Yes, he just had a super turn up birthday.
In my mind,
his birthday was so good, he went missing. That's how good his birthday was.
I had to reflect on some things.
Well, I'm happy that God blessed you to go around the sun one more time for the one time. Prayerfully, He blesses you to go around it a whole lot more.
Facts.
And I'm so happy to have Brother Jolly back in the building. Got the playhouse smelling good. You done came in here with some new cologne.
No, I got some, but that's actually that is
Oh, okay. Well, it smells good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about realistic expectations. I thought this would be a really good topic because I believe a lot of the friction, a lot of the irritation, the frustration, and all of those feelings in relationships, whether it be an intimate relationship or a relationship with a family member or a relationship with a friend. I don't know why I let this close.
Yeah, you gotta.
You know, you gotta have
expectations out of it.
Right. And you should have expectations, but it's important to have realistic expectations. Right. So, of course, I always got to tell y'all where the topic came from in my mind. So, my wife and I, we have a lot of friends and family that got married over the past couple of years. And a lot of them have had some ups and downs, just like my wife and I had. But recently, it's like a lot of them are having issues. And I'm thinking, in my mind, when I analyze some of the situations, I'm just like, were there realistic expectations? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because you can only be let down, and you could only be let down if you had expectations that you got that was realistic, and then they didn't come about. But, and this is not, nobody was a bum, okay? Real spill. But let's just say, hypothetically, you in a relationship with a bum, and you married a bum. Oh my God, I did that. Anyway, and you married a bum.
Shucks.
And then you have these expectations that this bum is no longer going to be a bum. And when that bum continues to be a bum in your marriage, now you mad and you got a problem and you irritated every day because you getting up and you going to work, or you getting up and going to school, or you getting up and doing the things that you need to do for you and your family, and your mate is still a bum that they were before the marriage. Now, if you had expectations for them to be something more than that, then it only would have been realistic had they been making the strive to be something more than that. But so who's really at fault in this situation? The bum for being a bum, or the person who expected more out of that person?
So let me just say this. Somebody sent me this. I don't know where this is, but they sent me that earlier. They sent me the screenshot, and that's when the picture, and that's when they responded.
OMG.
So,
love it.
So let me say this. Everybody has an opportunity. Mm-hmm. That's how you screw that opportunity up.
Thanks.
So, because not everybody is going to be equally yoked. You could come in the door, and I'm using this as an example. I'm not saying nobody, but you can come in the door only making 40. Obviously, we know this day and age, that's not really hitting on a lot. But if you can be consistent with that 40, whether the other person making 80, 90, whatever, you can be consistent with your 40 and prove that you're being consistent with that situation, then that's something that can work out. Mm-hmm. But you have to have that understanding that this is not where we're at. where we're at now, we're constantly getting stagnant and stuff like that. And I had to happen to that reality about myself either. Like, in and out those relationships, why was I doing it? Because certain stuff I just wasn't going to deal with. And that could come from a person that having that lack of that hustle that I got. I don't expect to be dealing with somebody. And like this morning, today for example, I went in at 3, got off at 12, got home at 12:20, woke back up at 3 a.m. and went and did my part-time joint until 10:15.
Good gracious.
Right. But I'm not expecting somebody I'm dealing with to do that. You feel me? But you gotta.
But do you get irritated if that same, not the same hustle, but you just said you got to hustle, right? And you don't expect them to have that hustle, but if they don't have any hustle at all, is that irritating?
Well, not necessarily any hustle at all. I just feel like that you should want more. You should be able to want to produce more, even if it's you saying, "Look, this is what I'm gonna do. If you go out there and grind, I'm gonna do what I gotta do right here. You know, back, and I'm gonna compliment your grind. So whether you going out there and you keeping what you have, and you saying, all right, I'm gonna make sure I stay on top of you having the proper work boots. So I'm gonna make sure you stay on top of not having to go. Like, it can be other ways. It don't always have to be matched. A person who comes in the door as a bum or not really overachieving to excellence, then it's okay because they can come at another way, but you got to do that. But I should not be somebody who you're not meeting your excellency. So therefore, I'm having to seek that excellency out. And that's one of the major problems that people understand in these relationships, because you're not going to stop me from driving. I don't give a damn if you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by me. It doesn't matter. You're not going to stop me from greatness. Yeah. And I recently got into this thing. About 3 days a week, I do this thing where when I set my alarm, it's set up to wake me up to motivational speeches. So I'll be sitting there in bed, and that joint just come on like, you got to get up now. Stop making excuses because time is still moving forward. So it's kind of like that motivation is what be forcing me to get up in the morning. So when you're talking about getting with a bum and, okay, don't match my hustle, but you got to show me that you want more than being stagnant. I know people who've been in relationships for 5 years. Why the hell are y'all still in the apartment? At the 5 years? God damn, like, where y'all going at? But you're busy making trips to Case of Turks. You're busy making trips to the Bahamas. You doing all this stuff. Like,
showing that y'all whining and dining.
But what are you going? And it's not about, well, see, look what I got, or no, we got this. No, you're staying stagnant. You're now becoming content. And some people in those situations, the guy came in with the drive, or the female came in with the drive. And instead of either of the party continuing for greatness, they chose to become content. And instead of pulling the person or letting the person go, because if a person ain't on your level, you can only hold on to them for so long, and after a while, they become dead weight. Nobody wants dead weight in a relationship. Yeah. We got to be going to greatness. If we're not pushing for greatness, then you're simply dead weight, and you may not like it. Your mama may not like it. The kids may not like it. The community may not like it. But guess what? I don't give a fuck, because you're not going to stop me from greatness.
So is it realistic to have expectations that you are even able to change someone's perspective and someone's drive and someone's desire to have that hustle or have that? Because let's just say, and we talking about couples, but even if it's a friendship, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Even if you and your best friend decide, you know, we're going to build this business together, and we're trying to build this business together, but your drive is different. Your goals are, your goals have to be the same because y'all building it together, but your drive is different. And as you start building, you see that this person ain't putting a brick every day. This person putting like a brick every other day. Is it realistic for you to have the expectation?
Tap into that, because I really want to hear Jay's insight on this. But so I'm taking this PMP course, right? This project management course, right? and it's supposed to catapult me to um, something else. So with everything else I got going on now, I'm taking classes too. And one of the things I learn about in this is you using tools. Tools don't have to be tools in the physical, it would be tools as an individual, stuff like this. You have to go into that partnership, relationship, whatever ship, entanglement, and make that determination that, okay, this person can't achieve this, but I know they can achieve this. You have to make that you are the manager. You have to take that understanding and say, I gotta shift you around so that you can be where you're best useful at. Because, like you said, so why does that person pay attention to them? Diagnose them. Why is this person on their own bit? Okay, I see this person doesn't have the drive that I have. So, yo, can you do paperwork? Because maybe the person just lazy and they don't want to do manual work. So that's okay. You step down from your position and you move over here and you shift them somewhere else. You got to know how to use those tools in order to get the goal. Because like you said, we got the same goal. Yeah. We don't have the same drive.
Right.
What's your thoughts on that, Jay?
Now, I do believe you use people where they best are suited. And from what I'm understanding is that the woman not really, you wanted her to have one position, but she not really built for that life. So you found something else for her to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's I guess that's what's best for real. Like, I know a lot of people when they partnered up in relationships and in business, it's either a partnership or one works for the other. And a lot of times when it's the one works for the other, that dynamic kind of bleeds over into the relationship part. You feel me? Like, it's kind of hard for some people.
And you think it's a negative that if it bleeds over into the relationship part? Because to me, it should, in my mind, it should make the relationship better. We doing something together. They got to put off of it. We doing something together. We're building together, and we have a goal. Whether we have the same drive, or not. To me, you know what? And this is where I feel like, okay, we talking about a relationship. Like, there's always whether it's man or woman, woman or woman, it's somebody that's a little stronger. Okay,
right.
A little stronger, a little more dominant.
You got a leader.
Right, there's a leader. I don't want to be, because somebody be like, well, I'm a leader, you the leader. Like, no. But there's a leader always in a relationship. And I feel like it is the leader's job to make sure that you lead it. Okay?
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to say that in a nice way where it's not like you telling a person what to do.
Right.
You can't make a person be a certain thing, but you can lead them, and it's how you lead them to how they will fold into being what it is that you need them to be, so that y'all can be one. So if it marinates over into that relationship, it should be a good thing.
But the dynamic of leadership is different in the role of business and at home. In business, it's 100% what I say. 100%. Like,
and I get that, because you know what?
But at home, it's more leeway. I'm taking more to your opinion. I don't have to, just because I have the last word don't mean I got all the words. At home. You feel me? And but if that, because I know I got the last word, but I'm not making all the decisions. But at business, it ain't.
Okay, so answer my question and what I said I asked Jolly. Is it your expectations?
Okay.
Is it on you if the person doesn't meet your expectations? If the relationship, the project, what you got going on is not meeting your expectations with someone else, is it on you or is it on that person?
It's more on you, because if you're going into a situation knowing that for the situation to be beneficial and successful, that something has to change, then you're already going in at a disadvantage.
Okay.
You feel me? Things can improve, like you can change the direction of some things, but if you want somebody to 180 so this thing will work, If you expecting somebody to,
right? So if you even went into this with a person, and a person is a certain way,
right?
In that moment when you decide to sign on the dotted line, whether it be with a project or whatever, you know this is the way this person is, then it's on you.
It's on you because I used to make that mistake because I used to think I was special. So this person is gonna change for me because I'm Jay, I'm special, and da 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 da. As soon as one night and it's not always like that. You feel me? Like sometimes you gotta, you know what I mean, go in with 80%.
And whether you special or not, a person. This is why I say like realistic expectations when it comes to relationships, whether it's business or love. A person is only gonna be who they are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And a person is gonna give what they want to give.
Facts.
But you also have a responsibility on how they receive you, how they receive whatever it is that you're giving. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's both of y'all responsibility in that department, but when it comes to your expectations on them. So
let me ask you this one. So in the relationship right now, do you feel like where does the team start with? Does the team start with y'all, or does the team start with you and her doing y'all common goals?
So that's a good question.
I mean, we don't have to be.
I might be like this, but that don't mean I'm not.
We don't have to
be like
doing the same jobs to have the same common goal. Okay. You feel me? Like,
but if you're in a relationship,
yeah, like we got her business might have nothing to do with my business. But we still got the same goal.
You feel me? Yeah, but if
it's like who? So okay, so we're talking about the expectations.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, and you kind of like had made mention of it, and obviously we kind of like went in depth in it, and I don't want to stay on too long. But my thing is this: if you are with somebody has to be willing to say, okay, my drive is my drive. Wherever you're at, with your level of expectations and what you feel, I can do one or two things because it goes both ways.
Yeah.
I can say I'll climb up, or I can say I'm going to stay where I'm at. Once that person no longer makes that decision, that's why I asked you, does that team start with you or y'all? Because the problem with that is, it's not necessarily the 80-20. The problem is when you get to that level of just what I said, I wake up, I got motivational music. I mean, not music, speeches. Let me be very clear about that. It's motivational speeches I listen to every morning, or a couple times out the week. That's what, that encouragement is what has me like, you know what? I worked last night an 8-hour shift. I had 2 hours of sleep, then turned around and went back and did an extra 5. Okay, you didn't push me to do that. I pushed myself to do that. But then you have multiple times taken a backseat approach to that drive. So where's your drive?
Where's her? Like you said, she's taking a backseat.
Yeah, it don't matter if it's her or him. That's what I'm saying. Go both ways.
So I'm gonna say because just even putting it into perspective of us right now, like you said, like for not like you said, but for me and my wife, like we have two completely different dreams,
right.
And no matter what, I have to accept that we have two different dreams. Our goal is the same for us as far as a family, our foundation, right, and what we want for each other. And so in my mind, it was like, okay, I have to have, it's an I over here for when it comes to what I want. But that's where it's right. Yeah. That's where the problem, even for me, and I can say that, Brother Jolly, okay? I can say that right now. Like, it's a definite problem for me even having that I thought process, because if we, despite whether or not, I think I allow the division to be my dream is my dream, her dream is her dream. I would love for her dream to be my dream as much as I know she would love for my dream to be her dream. But the realisticness of it is her dream is hers and mine is mine. But in order for us to honestly be able to realistically get to our goal, we definitely have to get our team. It has to be a we. It has to come together some type of way in order for it to be a we. Of course, my business is still going to be my business, and hers is going to be hers. But it has to be a we somewhere. And I think I know that's probably where a lot of issues come into play in relationships, because like you said earlier about the hustle, like your hustle is your hustle. My hustle is my hustle. And I was thinking earlier, damn, I'm so glad my father raised us the way he did, because me and my brothers, our hustle don't stop. Like, no matter how tired we are, no matter how frustrated, irritated, it's some days I have worked from sun up to sundown and my body has hurt from head to toe. I remember last time I was in the hospital when I had to go and be put on the fucking machine. I finished working before I went to the hospital. It was like, your throat 97% closed. What are you doing? Like, but that's how much hustle I got in me. Like, I know every T got to be crossed, every I got to be dotted. And when a person hustle don't match mine, something in my brain be messed up. You know, I'd be like, well, what's wrong with you? When honestly, that's crazy, because my hustle is my hustle. My drive is my drive. And I'm looking at it as an I as opposed to a we. So that was a really good ass question.
That's probably from your point of view too, because in your situation, it would, for you to be outworking the person you with would be a negative reflection on them, given your situation, being who you are. You feel me? And it's about what your goals are. Because not everybody's goals look the same.
That's true. That's true.
Like, some people,
that's why.
Right. Because, like you were speaking on motivation. Like, my motivation might be for you to be as chill as possible. Like, to make your life as easy as possible. That might be my motivation. That might be my goal. You feel me? Like, so it's about what you're trying to accomplish and what you expect to accomplish, for keeping it with expectations.
Yeah.
I know a lot of times I made the mistake of expecting me from other people.
When I heard that saying, like, and the first time I ever read that quote, like, stop expecting you from other people, that shit was like resonated so big for me, because that changes. Like, you know, we have to mentally get ourselves together in order to be able to be better in everything, clearly, because our minds is everything. So feeding ourselves information that'll help us to get out of dark spaces and bad mentally, you know, getting stagnated. Like, that's what stagnates us and what puts us in a dark place when we are out here expecting, having false expectations from people. Like, and it don't even be their fault, because everybody ain't got the same heart. Everybody ain't come from the same. I just talked about my dad, the way he raised me. Everybody wasn't raised by a boo. Y'all ain't got a little hand on that boo, but everybody wasn't raised by a boo. Everybody wasn't raised by a Cookie King. So everybody can't possibly have the same heart and drive and hustle and bustle as me, because it's a completely different dynamic. So why would I be expecting that from somebody else? Like, learning to, like, accept people for who they are. If I'm going to have you in my life, I got Jolly in my life. I accept Jolly for who he is. It should not be in my expectation. I should not have expectations for him to be anything other than who he is.
Right.
You know, and I mean, I want for him to have all the things that he wants in life, and, you know, be here every Thursday and stop calling off. You know, I would want that. But realistically, he's a father. He's a business owner. He's a husband. He's a son. He has a life outside of the Recipe Podcast. So realistically, I have to be okay with that, as opposed to, not one time has Jolly or even you ever not shown up and it's pissed me off or made me mad or made me sad or made me say, fuck it all. Every time anything happens, I'm okay, because I already have settled in with the realistic expectation of I accept you. So I'm just using that analogy. Well, that's a realistic one, but I'm using that as for all relationships and whatever it is that we doing. And we doing a podcast together. We doing this. Y'all done seen Shay done come and got in this chair in her work clothes, tired, slouched down in the chair, ready to go home. You see, she not here tonight. Well, shout out to my wife. She tired. But the realism is she work in the morning. She get up at 6 in the morning to go to work, and she get off at 3 in the afternoon. She don't want to come in here and sit in that chair every Thursday. So it's the real. I can accept the real of these situations, and it will only be bad if I had false expectations to think that she's gonna love coming here every Thursday and sitting in that chair and being on my podcast, or she's gonna or Jolly is gonna absolutely never have something go on and have to leave, or you would have never have nothing to go on where you're not gonna be able to be here. You know what I'm saying? You even you got things going on. So that's one of the reasons I really wanted to talk about realistic expectations, because a lot of people go through mental warfare, emotional depression, and go through a lot of different changes in their lives, and it don't even be because of big things. It be because of their false expectations, and relationships crumble.
Giving birth to your own disappointments, to your expectations.
Giving birth to your own disappointment. Let me type that in. Giving birth.
Facts. I mean, I battle with it all the time. I look at somebody like, yo, why you ain't do da 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 da? I would have done da 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 da. Dang. I just put my expectations, or I just put me on you.
Yeah.
And it's nothing wrong with expecting certain things. There's certain basic things you should expect. Respect being number one of them.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Certain things you very, very well should expect. Facts. You feel me? And not accept and not get it. But certain things, our desires, certain things, we be putting our expectations on people, and when they don't do what we think they should do, then it's a problem. You feel me? Even though we done ignored all of signs that said they wasn't going to do that anyway, because they ain't been doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But we expected them to change. We expected them to, 180 from what they've been doing the last few decades. And we figured for us, because we so special, that they're going to change, or they're going to see the light, or anything like that. And expectations have time frames. You feel me? How long are you giving somebody? What's your patience level like? You feel me? Is it one of them things you can wait on, or do you need it now? You feel me? Like, but a lot of times, a lot of this can be remedied by communication. Ask the person, what do you expect from me?
Yeah.
You feel me? What can I expect from you?
That's like the number one conversation that should be had in relationships, especially when it comes to marriage. I started this conversation off talking about married couples, because it's heartbreaking. I love love. Okay,
Thanks.
I love love. I love love. I love seeing people in love. I love seeing people happy. I love love, and it's heartbreaking to me to see people that were madly in love fall out of love because of the false expectations that one person or the other was unable to achieve or live up to, and to me, if you have a realistic conversation about what it is you expect in a relationship, what it is you expect, what do I really want from you? Right. What do you really want from me? Have that authentic conversation. It may be, when you fall in love with somebody, especially when you in like bliss, when you in the bliss of it, when you got them butterflies still going through your stomach, and you in the bliss of things, it's easy for you to not want to get out of the bliss and stay away from conversations that might be too hard.
Mm-hmm.
And conversations that might be too hard be them conversations that need to happen before you make life-changing decisions.
Yep.
Because before I change my last name, I'm gonna need to know that you able to carry me.
Right.
Because if I'm changing my last name, are you able to carry me? Are you able to, like, is this solid? Is this ground and this foundation that we stepping on solid? Like, and to be real, it's okay if it ain't solid, but y'all know, listen, it's not completely solid, but we about to start working on this. I'm about to put some seeds down. You gonna put some water down. We gonna do this together. Like, those are the conversations that need to be had. So I love how you say communication is a remedy to all of that, because you can't have unrealistic expectations if you had a conversation. Oh my God, y'all know I'm a rapper. That shit just. Yeah, so okay, what's another unrealistic expectation that somebody could have?
Wanting you to compete with somebody, right? And
I actually had somebody call me and tell me, I just narrowed it down between you and somebody else.
Ooh.
That's something different. They made a choice.
I said, you can take me off the list, yo. I'm good.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What?
It was hitting different that day. Like, yeah, you made the finals.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, sure. I'm trying to tell you.
And this is before Beyonka's, because you know I'm about to do Beyonka's blind dating. You know, dang, like what? That yes. Send her my way. You know.
Yeah, so it's like it's like trying to make those comparisons to like other people and stuff like that or whatever. Like, you know, the person who came before and stuff like that. And see, the problem is, I'm speaking from experience, unfortunately, about the in and out of relationships.
Mm-hmm.
When you come in the door, you have a level of expectancy, because remember, the thing is, you may come from a household like, you know, that has I forgot what it is, OCD or whatever, like people that just gotta, and it's like, you may come from that. If you come in the door or you begin dating somebody, male or female, once again, it's not just for one party, and you find that they completely live different from you, you're now trying to put that expectation that you had on your past ex or whatever the case may be on this new. Because I can sit here and say, okay, for example, I can sit here and say, okay, well, I was in a relationship once, and while we weren't Muslim and we weren't like whatever, this person made sure no matter what, arguing, mad, angry, whatever the case may be, my nigga, I literally had cooked breakfast, lunch, and dinner still packed in the refrigerator, and it be healthy. So do I go into the new relationship and say, why don't I have lunch and dinner? Now, people say, okay, well, why don't the men do that? Okay, well, then when we start to, and I think it's idiotic, honestly, when you start to say stuff like that. Why can't you cook? Why can't you do this? Why can't you do this? Okay, how about we do this then? Since you're feeling the need that, let's go ahead and do this. How about when your car have an issue, you deal with it. When my car have an issue, you deal with it. You figure out how it's going to get paid for. You figure out how much the mechanic going to charge. You figure out whether or not he's overcharging you, because you can go on to Facebook Marketplace and find parts, or you can go to events, or you can do all these other things. You start to step up and you take those roles. Nobody really wants to talk about that stuff. So going back to the original question, okay, these are expectations I don't expect you to have. But are you expecting me to have some of these expectations that you and this guy had previously? Because sometimes people will expect you to do what the girl or guy previously did before you. But the reason why they're no longer with them is because they did something so over the top. It doesn't matter about anything else. Certain things are just simply egregious that we choose not to deal with. Yeah. And then there's some things that other people choose to deal with. But these are, I feel like that's one of those expectations as far as the living conditions and what's being done on the inside of the house.
And the comparison, like,
but you can't help because if you don't. But
it sounds like human nature. People don't like the term. They don't like the idea of it. But it's human nature. It's no way to avoid comparing.
So yeah, because the comparing, it really is.
But you can get around that. You can get around that scenario by just going back to what you said. Somebody else told me the same exact thing. Maybe it was the same person. Maybe we just crossed similar people paths. And she said to me, "You have to get out of the mindset and thinking that a person is going to do what you do.
Mm-hmm.
If you pick up the phone and you call me like, yo, Jolly, I need a ride, you always going to get me on the other end of that line. But I have to shift my mind around not having that reciprocated.
Right.
Now, you'll eventually pick up the phone and call me back, or you might call me back days later, or something like that came up and said that. But if you call me, I'm picking it up.
Yeah.
So I feel like it can't be perfect, but I feel like an individual can curb some of those expectations, especially when you're going with a clear mind. Yeah. Islam even goes into talking about how you don't know nobody until you live with them, travel with them, and do business with them. Yeah. And a lot of times when we get into these relationships, it's kind of like you coming over, I'm coming over, you coming over, I'm coming over. But we're not actually staying and living in the day-to-day to determine what it is like to live with you and vice versa.
Yeah,
so
you're actually in there.
Exactly. So then what you have to do once you get in there, sometimes you got to look at that shit and be like, I'm going to accept this, but you're going to have to step it up. And that's going to go back to the joint earlier about that dead weight.
Yeah, but realistically, even with like naturally comparing one person to the other, you naturally, of course, going to do that. We go through everything that we go through as lessons.
You don't know what you like.
Yeah, you experiencing, especially when in our 20s, and
it's coming to America. Fuck me up. I'm telling you, my expectations was out of whack.
Yeah, yo.
I was the Princess Zamunda in my mind. You feel me? Like, oh, what you mean you not?
The
royal Yadameen ain't clean. What you talking like?
You not doing that? Like what? And that's
you're not gonna hop on one foot.
Yeah. What?
You feel me?
But I get it though. So, but a good conversation could change that, because even though to me, a conversation could change it. Okay, but let's just go to this question. How long is too long to wait for something that you desire from your partner? Wait, that was deep. Okay.
It depends on what you're waiting on.
Yeah, it definitely depends on what you're waiting on.
Who you are, you feel me? Like,
but if it's your partner, it's your partner. So if you're waiting on it, can I just say this? I don't mean to cut you off, but if you're waiting on something from your partner and your partner is not giving it to you, first of all, you need to definitely communicate that. Communicate that with your partner. And maintain the mindset of the word partner. That is your partner. So I believe our partners or the people that we're in relationship with, we make them our arch enemy when we don't have our expectations met, or when we don't have when we don't receive what we desire from them, or have asked of them. Because was it desire? Yeah, what we desire from them, or desire is a strong word. Okay, so if you're desiring something from your partner, have you communicated that with your partner, that this is something that I desire from you? And if it's a desire, like you said, it depends on how long y'all been together. Also, because if you've been together for a long time and you've been desiring this for a long time and you have not received it and you have communicated it, then honestly, just like I said in the beginning of the show, like they're having the realistic expectations. Is it realistic that this is something that you actually would be able to receive?
Right. And is it one of them things where they could just flip the switch and do what you desire? Or is it something that has to be worked on? Because if it's something that has to be worked on, now you can monitor the progress being made and measure how much work is being done. Because it's sometimes it's not about the goal, it's about the journey. So if it's one of them things where the person has to work on it, see if they're working on it. See if they pushing toward what you desire. Thanks. Now, if it's just one of them things where they just choosing not to do it, then you gotta figure out how long you're gonna choose to go without it.
That's very true.
Like, I know some things, like I like to eat every day. Like, you feel me? Certain things that it's just gonna be, I can't do without it. But certain things we can work towards. You feel me? Like, so yeah, it depends on what you desiring. You know what I mean? And yeah, like measure how much they working towards. Communicate. Is this person supposed to be reading your mind? You feel me? Have you told this person? Like,
Right.
have you made it a priority?
Let me say this real quick. I'm gonna let you get in there. When it comes on that waiting process, it all depends. I had a conversation with a couple of my guys before, and they were talking about being in a relationship. And nobody's perfect with me, even though I gotta say that disclaimer because you know how people do. I always tell people this, nigga, what you accept from your peoples don't mean I'm gonna accept that same shit from my peoples. Let's be very clear on that. So I think whoever asked the question, I think they need to ask themselves, them for them, because it's always gonna be me over you all day. I don't give a fuck if I'm in a relationship or not. I'm always gonna be me over you. Always. It's never gonna be us over me, and that's the problem now. Men cry out in silence oftentimes, as opposed to speaking out against that stuff, and that's how a lot of men out here go crazy and they start doing all kinds of stuff. But again, it's about you, the individual. How long are you gonna let that stand?
Yeah.
Because a dude can say, okay, well, your people can go out here and she can wear tight clothes and she can just throw on a head wrap or hijab. That's what's up. I'm not knocking how you move. That don't mean that shit coming out my house like that.
Yeah.
That don't mean that I have to accept that either. I don't care how perfect you deem me or not deem me. That does not mean that I'm accepting that at all. And that's the problem with, that's the problem with a lot of people. That's gonna go back to that comparison. Well, yo over here do it, so I'm gonna hold on because every time I have a conversation with my brother where I vent to him, he tell me to hold on. Nah, yo, don't worry. That's what I told you the other time. You don't have to worry about it. If I have a conversation with you, there's no change. I have a conversation with you, there's no change. You don't have to worry about change because that's what I'm no longer having a conversation because I checked out. You might think that I'm still here. I know how to fly on autopilot. That's why my grind is so impeccable because I can get 2 hours of sleep, 1 hour of sleep, and get up and bang out at 24 like it ain't nothing. Because I know how to put my mind in autopilot. That's why they say mind over body.
Mm-hmm.
Because once you fix your mind to do something, you can do it. And then the other side of that coin is this too. When you communicate with somebody, you having a conversation with them, are they hearing you or are they listening to you? Now, some people might say, okay, well, okay, if you're listening to me, that means you just hearing words come out of my mouth. But if you're hearing me, you're feeling me, you're actually receiving what I'm saying. Because some people know how to draw a freaking blank. People know how to do that. Huh?
I thought it was the other
Nah, some people know how to draw a blank. I need you to hear me. I need you to hear what I'm saying. Don't just sit there and listen to those words come out of my mouth. No, I need you to hear what I'm saying so that you can receive what I'm saying properly. You need to be able to receive it because
yes, I definitely thought that was the other way too. Because
yeah, because it is because
I can hear a lot of shit, but I'm not listening to it.
Listening,
I'm not like listening is receiving.
Listening is the act. Hearing is listening is what you can.
You receiving
control of it. You're not in control of what you hear. So that's why I think it's the other way around. Like I know that's how I used to use it.
I mean,
are you hearing me? Or are you listening? I know you hear me because I'm talking.
So again,
listen.
So again, I'm not disagreeing with your understanding of it is.
Yeah, but either way, I get what you're saying.
That's my understanding.
No matter which way it is,
yeah,
I get what you're saying.
Because if you can just sit there and just listen to somebody talk or whatever. That's like people go to lectures. They go to lectures and listen to talk, but they're not actually hearing what the imam is saying. They're not hearing what the scholar or the motivational speech is saying and stuff like that. I remember a while ago, and this is why I took my hat off to your pops oftentimes because as a young man growing up, he's opened my eyes to so many things. And he gave me a ticket one time to go to a lecture like that, and I went, and that's why I'm saying like many people in the audience, and they just, but are you actually receiving? Are you hearing what this guy is saying? Because if you're not, then we keep saying something to you, is pointless.
Yeah.
I know how to check out of something mentally.
But checking out of something mentally, especially a relationship, is so unhealthy. It's so unhealthy. Like I heard you say like you're good at turning
I
into
check out physically
autopilot.
before I check out mentally.
Yeah, because mentally, if you checked out of something, a relationship, no matter what kind of relationship it is, if you checked out of it mentally, but you're still there physically, that's like so unhealthy. Like so unhealthy mentally because you are putting yourself in a place that you really not really in. If I'm in autopilot in my relationship, that got to go. I was in autopilot. That relationship got to go. It got to end. I always say to my brothers, like, I want happiness for y'all so bad, right? So I do. I swear to God, I do. Like, they my brothers, my baby brothers today, So I want happiness, and that's for everybody. I believe everybody should have happiness and peace. You as well. Like, it's no way in the world you should be an option for nobody. I mean, we're all an option, but for somebody to say you on the list, like, damn, why you couldn't make me feel like Superman? Why you couldn't call me and be like, baby, I want you?
And that person has no idea why I was offended. None.
Yeah, that's crazy. And so for you, if you was to still deal with that person, real spill, holy fill, come on, from a man.
Right.
You know what I like to say? Take me to the barbershop conversation.
Gotcha.
Okay. If you were to still deal with that young lady, would you be giving if that young lady said, yeah, I'm done with that person, like I'm all in with you, could you ever really be all in with her knowing that you were an option?
No.
Knew it.
No.
Ladies, did you hear that? So stop saying it. Shut up. First of all, y'all, we talk too much. And I'm saying we can talk too much too. We talk too much. You don't gotta let him know that you're option. And she might have did it. Some women might do that to make you feel like, you know how
I think it was to put a battery in my back.
Yeah, like listen, you better like I'm letting you know, like I'm a steak out here. You feel me? I'm a steak out here and I'm hot right now. So you better get on your game because somebody else might get you. I mean, might get me. That's a fact of life.
Like the fact that that's a fact of life. Anything I ever went after, I wasn't the only one looking at. You feel me? But it's tact and it's ways to do things because that street go both ways.
Absolutely.
You feel
Absolutely.
me? That street go both ways. Like,
absolutely. So we talked about a lot of relationship false expectations, realistic expectations. But I wanna end with saying anything that it is that you want in life, anything, whether it's a job, a business, to buy a home, to have children, whatever it is that you want in life, you have to have realistic expectations and understanding that those realistic expectations are the work you put into it. It is, and it's a you. Now, if it's a team thing, that's a whole different story. It's the work that you together put in. But if it's a you, it's still a you. It still starts with you because what are you willing to accept? What are you willing to not accept? And you have to be the one to have communication and in the conversation with other people to make sure that your expectations are met. Your expectations only become realistic when you put in the work to make them realistic. When you do your due diligence to make sure that you're able to get whatever it is that you get. You can't get a new job if you still chilling at the old one and you're content and you ain't put in a new application or you ain't put no work in to even get to another job or another space or another place. You still content at that job and hoping and praying that a job come find you. That's just a false expectation. They not looking for you. You got to be looking for them. You looking for a relationship. You're not going to find a relationship just chilling. But if you go ahead and come on Beyonka's Blind Dating, I'm going to put that in there. Right. Beyonka's Blind Dating is coming out. Next week, we'll be sending out those invitations, and you can do interviews so that you can come and be on Beyonka's Blind Dating. We got a whole nother location. This thing is going to be so amazing. But, yeah, that's the only way you're going to find you a boo is actually putting the time and effort into actually going out here, go out, meet people, but you ain't gonna find you nobody if you just sitting around, because nobody's just coming looking for you. Everybody is attractive. Everybody got something going for themselves. Nah, everybody is not attractive. But
I was rolling with you for a second.
I know, right? I had to backtrack myself. Wait a minute now. But even the less attractive people could be even more attractive if they put some time and energy into themselves. Some people are really more unattractive because because of the lack of them putting enough energy into themselves.
And even with that, right? Like, I get sometimes we can hit a ball head or whatever case. And it's funny because we're talking about, like get yourself together and stuff like that. And I always tell people, and that's why I was going to go back to all the way to the back. It's always going to be me over you.
Yeah.
I don't get up every day and grease my face.
My head around that.
What?
The whole it's always going to be me over you thing.
All right, I'm going to explain it to you. I don't get up and do that stuff, whether it's taking my shirts to the cleaners specifically because how I am particular about my clothes or some of my clothes, or when my clothes come out to dry, they have my pants, especially, they gotta be folded because unless they work pants, and sometimes it annoys me with work pants, I feel the need that these ones gotta be folded, no wrinkles in my stuff. Get a haircut every week. Why? Because you have to feel good about yourself.
Absolutely.
You have to do certain things for yourself. If you choose not to do that should let you know to want to get up on my level because you're not going out of your way to keep yourself up. And to go to what you were saying as far as it's always going to be me over me. In a relationship, you have common goals. That's clear. However, in a relationship, when people start to veer off or you start to notice certain patterns about that individual, once you say something and y'all say, listen, I say here, and they're not receiving it, I think we can disagree with that, and they're not receiving it and you notice through their actions they're not receiving it, I personally can lose grace exceptionally fast because I know the direction that I'm headed in.
Mm-hmm.
So when I say it's always going to be me over you or us, that means that as after some time has elapsed and you're still not committed to this, I'm already plotting my exit plan. I may just not communicate that to you because I'm tired of trying to communicate something to you when you're just simply not receiving. Mm-hmm. So that's what I mean when I say that. I can't be stuck in a situation where it's though, well, we got this or we did. Listen, whenever I was in a relationship and I took L's, I'm thankful to the Most High I always came back stronger. Because it wasn't a thing about reliance anymore, so then it was a thing of, okay, I mean, I'm good. I'm not sitting back sweating on what you have to do because it's no longer you and I. It's only me. So when I say that, I'm saying I'm always going to choose me over me. I have my own place. I have another place. Why? I can manage that. It don't matter what it looks like to the outside world. I can manage it. I'm not flexing off of nothing. But at the same time, I'm not stressing off of us because you don't want to receive the communication that I'm trying to articulate to you in a clear manner. If I'm on the phone with you and I'm saying, look, I'm stressed the fuck out. I need a mental break. Don't bring nothing to my door. And then you turn around later on in the fucking day and bring something to the door. You're clearly not listening to what I'm saying. So guess what? We're in a relationship, but I'm about to do like this. Not push you to the side, but move you back. Because you're not going to get me out of my comfort zone. So that's what I mean when I say it's always going to be me over me. I refuse to focus in on us when I'm trying to communicate. You're not receiving the communication, and then you still think that, well, people go through hard times. Yeah, people do, but that's run for communication. I've been on the phone with you before, and you know how that conversation went. Again, I'm not sitting back and keep talking about the same shit over and over and over and over. I'm not doing that. So therefore, it's me.
Yeah. Okay, I get that. I get that, but I know it does get to it can get to, clearly I'm divorced twice, so it can get to a space and a place where you do have to choose, and I guess it sounds selfish, but it's not selfish for you to want to choose you. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah,
I get
definitely.
it. I definitely get that. But now in my third marriage, it's like there is no there is no
Yeah.
exit. No, it's a me and it's a her, because we have to feed ourselves. She a statement was made, right, where um me and my wife were having a conversation about a situation, and she was saying like, dang, like one person in a relationship not even paying attention to the other person in a relationship, and that's the problem. She not even paying, that person not even paying attention. And I said, that person that feel like they not getting attention, that's a them problem, because they got to be able to communicate. Listen, we too old to have a guessing game. You know what I'm saying? You got to be old enough to communicate how you feel. So for me, there is no, like, it's her and it's a me when it comes to us feeding ourselves and nurturing ourselves, loving on ourselves, and making sure that we are taken care of. But the overall is a we. That's why we got married. We still here, but we gotta nurture ourselves. Like right now, realistically, like even with therapy, she need her own therapist. I need my own therapist. We gotta have our own therapist to help us individually in order for us to be good together. So, and that's another thing that I think that's important for couples is to understand, or not even just couples, people individually. You gotta be good. It gotta be a me. Like, as selfish as it may sound to some people, you have to cater to you, love on you, feed you, give yourself attention, make yourself happy before anybody else can do that. And before you can truly do that for anybody else. So in a relationship, it's the same damn way. I feel like you got
I
to.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I always put me as a part of us. So
Yeah.
even though the self maintenance and the self attention is paid,
Yeah.
it's still a part of us. That's how I
Because,
look.
and that's true.
Right.
But what you do for you is going to help y'all together.
Us, right.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But you still got to focus on you.
Okay.
Don't take the eye off of you, because you still matter. If you continue to have just a us, let me tell you something. One time when and this, me and my wife talk about. Oh, I talk about my relationship all the time, and she know. But we went through this thing, right? Where not went through, but my mom passed away, and I was dying. Okay, and just washing away with her. What was that? May, June, July, August, September, October, November.
Be pleased with her.
I mean. 7 months later, her great grandmother passed away. Let me tell you something. 2 people in mourning, 2 people grieving was horrific. And I remember the day I looked at her and I saw how broken she was. And I had my own, I still do take my crying moments in the car, go to the bathroom, go somewhere away from everybody else and have my moments. But she has her moments. She grieved differently. She was grieving, like falling apart, grieving. And I had to pull myself together to be strong for her. But I also knew in that moment when I looked in her eyes, I said, if I allow myself to be too close to her, be too engulfed in this, then I'm going to fall deeper into grieving and into this dark place with her. I can't. Yeah, we going to sink together. Right. So if it was if I was just looking at this situation as a we, I had to analyze it for me, for her, and for we. But overall, I had to protect me. Right. And it wasn't that I love my wife beyond words, but I was not willing to die with her in this pain. I had my own pain. She had her own pain. And even still to this day, right now, she's still grieving. We're coming up on her grandmother's anniversary of her passing, so she's already going through the stages. And I'm already noticing. And I cry every day about my mother, so and when we get to this time, I'm very protective of me because I know I gotta be strong for her, for me, and I still gotta be a mother to our kids, and I still gotta be I got other jobs, I got hats I gotta wear. But if I was to just be like, oh yeah, we in this, yeah, we here, we are together, and it's a we would be fucking falling apart.
What you do is you put it has to be a balance.
Yes.
You can put a lot of power created by you, created by me as a unit in the pot.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't keep dumping everything off of you on me and vice versa, especially when there are issues when they're not from us.
Yeah.
They may be our children. If our children are not the same mom and dad, then those are your responsibilities.
Yeah.
While I'm here to be that support, that spouse, and give you that assistance with your responsibility, at the end of the day, that's not on me. You came into this joint with this kind of vehicle. You can't keep dumping every time something goes wrong with anything that came before me on me. Yeah. Now that you see, like,
well, yeah. See, I'm a sponge, and I look at situations like that as an opportunity to lead. I'm with all of it. I'm like I said, I'm a sponge. Every issue, if it's churning in your head, I want to put input on it because now I can influence what you feel, how you feel about it. I can lead. I can try to lead you to feel about these things how I believe it's best for you to feel about it. Mm. You feel me? Like
so taking the weight off of somebody or attempting to take the weight off of somebody.
And because now I can influence that. Like I'm not leaving it up to you to churn it over and come up with a decision on how you feel about it without my input. That I have to deal with your actions that come from that.
And is your input also actions? Is your input because I believe like when taking a second parent, when taking a new mate and you are a parent and you're bringing kids in, I'm just speaking from my mind, but I feel I'm speaking from a lot of mothers' minds. When we go into another relationship and we have children, especially if we've been raising these children by ourselves, we're looking for our mate to step in and step up and take weight off. You feel me? We're looking for the balance. We're not looking for somebody to don't just be supportive and be like, yeah, babe, go, babe, go. Go, babe, go. No. Get in the paint with me. And I hate babies, but I love that saying. Get in the paint with me. I don't want to I'm doing this by myself. I've been doing this by myself. I got especially if we have another mate, another child's father that is not a father, that's not doing his part, that's not making 1 + 1 = 2. Then don't tell me about that nigga. Tell me how you want that. Like if you want to, cause and this is why I was probably single for so motherfucking long. Okay, because if you're gonna be with me, guess what? That's where the WE come in. If you're gonna be with me, you're gonna be with we. Okay, real spill, holy fill. Hold on, sorry y'all. Y'all know TikTok don't play. TikTok be like, where you at? TikTok be like, I don't see you. I ain't hear you. Where you at? But if you gonna be with me, you gonna be with we. If you know I had 2 children, I had 10. But if you know I'm coming with this, then understand that's who I'm coming with. And I understood that's why a lot of people didn't step up to the plate to be my husband. Because they already knew, like, yeah, I'm not taking on 10 kids. I'm not doing that. So I respect that more than you stepping up to the plate and saying, I'm here to support you with these 10 kids, but I'm not really here to be like I can go back go, but no.
I'm a spectator.
Don't give me your voice of opinion on what you think I should do. This ain't no, we ain't sitting down like we on a regular team. We in life together. So if there's a situation and we are to, and you giving me the support by analyzing and saying like, let me tell you how we should do this. Let me tell you how this should go. Then also be on in it with me. Like, okay, we're going together. We got to go to the market. We ain't got no food. Damn, babe, I ain't got no food. You know, we got to get food to feed 10 kids. How we got to get this food to feed 10 kids? Babe, what you really should do is go over there to Hip Hop Chicken because you can probably get enough chicken from Hip Hop Chicken. Well, I can go, but I'm married to you. So we need to get our asses in the car and we need to go together. And I'm just using this hypothetically, right? Fuck chicken. But we need to go. We need to get in the car together and we need to go get that chicken together. That's how I look at it. And I know a lot of mothers look at it the same way, which is why Surviving Parenthood Talk Show is coming to y'all. But you feel me? That's why, because like I feel like these conversations need to be had because I honestly believe another reason the conversations aren't being had is because women, especially single mothers, are so vulnerable in desiring love and relationship and acceptance and having somebody in their bed at night and having somebody to cure their loneliness that instead of them saying what I'm saying, they're going to say, you're right. You're right. I'm going to accept that. You know what? You're right.
But it isn't. But you don't believe that it's a line to be drawn when it comes to the children and all that stuff in the relationship, and you know that you're going into a relationship with children.
That there's a line to be drawn.
Absolutely.
No, I don't. If you go into a relationship not with children, to me, the only line that should be drawn is that it needs to be respect. That's it. Like we need to. I just gotta understand.
And again, we're not talking about nobody here. So you, and I'm sure because you just said it before I even finished. So you're under the impression as a woman with children, and somebody coming in the relationship to assume the role as a father.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't agree with that.
Really?
I feel like, you know, you
can't. And it's a small child, or are we talking about grown children?
It don't matter.
It don't matter.
To me, it does. But the point is, I don't believe that a man coming into a relationship with a woman with children, I personally don't believe that he should automatically assume the role of a father. I believe that he should do fatherly things, but I also don't believe that he should put that on his...
Yeah, because you're not going to be the father. I mean, you're not going to be the father. You feel me? Your role is slightly different as someone coming in.
But so if a child doesn't have...
When you say slightly different, what do you mean?
Like, there are certain things that would take place between me and my kid that wouldn't take place between me and somebody else.
Like what?
Like, I don't physically discipline other people's children.
Shit, that was a lot.
I mean,
so you believe that you could physically discipline somebody's child but not be a father to somebody's
child?
No,
I'm saying, so see, that's what I'm saying. So here's the double-edged sword. If you're expecting me to come in and to be a father to your children or to your child, then at the end of the day, you're saying, especially when you're not giving me a reason why, because a lot of women, when you have those conversations, they always talk about how the children have fathers and the fathers and stuff like that. But it's a difference between being a sperm donor and a goddamn father.
Absolutely.
Matter of fact, I'll take it a step further. I've earned the title of daddy all the way down to my oldest child. He in college and me and be on the phone, he's like, all right, daddy, I love you. I earned that because of the role that I played, whether it was a lot in the middle, a lot in a little bit, or just a little bit in the end. It doesn't matter. I earned my role. So, but coming in the door, I'll do fatherly things, but I don't feel as though it's fair on men to come in and because the previous guy fucked up, now all of a sudden I got to do dates and I got to do this and I got to do this. No, I'll do some things and I'll be compassionate with the understanding that
that's where communication comes in.
And that's what I'm saying,
honestly.
Because I understand that you have these children and I understand that I'm here in a relationship with you. I'm not going to say FTK, but at the same time, I came into this relationship with you. Yes, I knew you had kids, but it has to be a line that has to be drawn.
What is the line? And
so,
where is it drawn?
So it has to be drawn on the expectation of you becoming an overall father to these children.
Yeah. So yeah, I think every situation, I'm sure is different, and I'm sure every mother probably thinks differently. That's why I said I'm speaking for a lot of women that I've had conversations with, and just a lot of things that I've seen in the community, and just period. When it comes to single women. Yeah. Well, I'm talking about the community in itself. There's a bigger community than the Islamic community of Baltimore. We're talking about the community in itself. Like, there's a lot of families, a lot of women right now. And because I have a community outreach center, I get a lot of people that call me and ask me for advice or tell me their situations and need help. And just yesterday, I had a woman who called who's going through a situation with children. And she has children by one man, but in a relationship with another man. And the household is kind of split right now because the man that's not really being a father don't like that it's a new man in the household, but he's not really being a father to the children. But he also got a problem with this man being around his children, so it's a whole situation. I'm only speaking of that because the man that's in the household has stepped up, because when he got there was no father presence. There was no fatherly presence. There was nothing being done with the children. So he stepped up and stepped into that role. To me, if you come into a situation where you have a woman who has children, how you gonna want me but not want this and want the job of being my partner? If you my partner, then understand what team you want. Understand how we playing. Understand what game this is. This ain't just basketball. It ain't just baseball. This is life. And I am lifing with my children. I'm not about to play house with you if we're not going to create a house together. You get what I'm saying?
So that no beating, then you should have that.
The beating thing. Let me just specify this, right? Because I hate it. I hate when people bring beating into parenting conversations when it pertains to another parent or a beating. First of all, let's pray that my children never needed to be beat. Never. They never needed beatings. They were always respectful. My kids, I didn't have no issues with my children. By God's grace and His mercy. My second husband, I just heard that he beat one of my daughters, and she just gave me her whole childhood trauma story about it. But he beat her in the basement where I was at work, didn't know nothing about it. She's 23 years old now. Yo, baby, I didn't even know that it happened. But that's why it happened, because I wasn't there. My children didn't need to be beat. But if he had a conversation with me and said X, Y, and Z happened, and I would have been okay with it. If you're a father, if you're a parent, you're a parent. You're a father, you're a father. You're a mother, you're a mother. We need to parent together. Whether you can beat my child or not, does the child deserve to be beat? Is this and if they do, then okay. But that should not that being brought into the conversation of you being a father or a mother to a child that you are going into a relationship with. To me, that's a far down the line conversation. That means that child, you getting then that also determines who you getting in a relationship with, because you already signing up to be. Well, you're not signing up to be that, but to me, if you are getting into a relationship with somebody that has children, you're signing up to be a parent. You're signing up to be a co-parent to those children. Well, and if they don't have a second,
it is a line, because, like I said, the roles of a step parent and the role of a father and the role of a stepfather are not the same. It's just not. There are different boundaries. There are different responsibilities. The stepfather is less responsible.
Sorry, Rick.
He's less
responsible.
But see, you're adding
right
to what I'm saying.
That's
the point.
Like you can't, as your man, right?
Are you saying he's less responsible because there's a father figure already in the picture?
Right.
Okay.
Now,
that's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about no
it's also
dad at all.
Like percentage.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
No.
Yeah,
so let me be clear. I'm not talking about no dad at all.
Oh, I'm talking about no dad at all.
Obviously,
that's why I said a single mother that's taking care of her kids by herself.
Yeah, if you get with a woman and she has children and the father is
absent.
Straight up, that's something completely different.
Oh, okay.
But
I'm like, dang.
Okay, I'm
glad you cleared that up, because I'm looking at you sideways. We was supposed to smoke after the show, like, dang, if these kids don't have a dad, you don't want to be their dad. You only want to be their dad.
I love the kids. That's what I do. But what I'm saying is this, to what you're saying, there is a level of responsibility. But at the end of the day, one thing, and I'm gonna take a step out on the side of my book. My ex stepfather, whatever, we still close. And when they was married, and it was this thing of I'm on the phone with dad, so dad and stepdad is talking. Nigga, you not gonna tell me how to run my household. This is not your household. If you want your children reared a certain way, then let them MFers come stay with you.
Yeah.
That was an understanding that I took from him a while ago.
You're supposed to have with her.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, not really, because it's my household. Like, this nigga not gonna tell me what I can do in my household. Like that, I'm not having a conversation with
his opinion of how your household should go.
No, I'm saying if you're talking stepdad.
Right.
I'm saying stepdad. I mean stepdad and bio.
Right. Bio should be talking to the mother, not you.
That why you feel like that?
Because if it's something going on that the biological father dislikes in the step pop's household, that opinion's supposed to go to the mother, and she's supposed to let you know. Listen, when you got him, you got him. But over here, this is how we do it.
Okay, I can see that.
You feel me? This is how we do it over here. I understand how you feel over there. But over here, we doing it this way.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
That way, you and him ain't even got to talk. You feel me? Because, I mean, to me, that's how that should go. You feel me? Like,
but some dudes don't respect that when they go out of a relationship. They don't respect
now.
The
Once he
and that's true.
Right now, now I get involved. Now it's okay. You told him we doing it this way. He still want to cuss and fuss and this and that. Okay, you've done your job.
Mm-hmm.
Go sit down. I got this. But at first, it's supposed to be a conversation between them two.
So let me say this real quick. How far do you go in a situation like that?
It depends on the situation.
Like, no, for a guy or even a female, how far do you put up with another female shit? For a guy, how long do you put up with another guy shit? I mean, like, this is this nigga. Like, he's choosing toxic. Are you really ready to go sit in the courtroom with her? Sit in the courtroom with him?
If you married? If you married.
You willing to go? No. You married. Because, again, it's going to go back to the same thing what I said. Yo, you might let your girl go outside in jeans or leggings and a short sleeve shirt with a hijab on. That don't mean I'm going for that shit. So, again, I'm saying, what's the level of that shit?
I mean, I feel like the level, you would go to whatever level you have to go to if you're married and this is really your one. Like, because I promise you, my wife with all the smoke, and she going through the paint with me. She's going to sit at the courthouse. She's going to do if he was to choose toxic. I mean, he's not, but I mean, you know what I'm saying.
To me, it's going to take. I'm going to take it to whatever level they take it to. You feel me? Like, I'm just going to take it to whatever level you bring it to.
I'm good.
You good? You don't want no smoke.
I'm good.
But what if this is your forever? Do you think you could have it forever?
I'm not saying that I can't. I'm saying that I'm not going that far. Fuck that. I don't forever. Nah, you were a temporary, but you were no longer a forever. For real, I'm not going through all that because, see, it's going to go, and this is why I keep saying the me, right?
But you know that influences your outlook.
I don't give a fuck what people think at all. I don't care what anybody thinks. Don't like me, don't want to be around me. Get the fuck from around me.
And that brings me to somebody said in the comments.
You communicate that with them?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
I'm saying it on live.
Yeah, I'm sure. Somebody said in the comments like they were raised by a father and a stepfather, and their stepfather was exactly like gave them just as much love and support. You know, so that was earlier. When you just said it made me think about it. And that's, again, like, I didn't know that you were talking about stepfather. As far as, like, a father.
Yeah, I'm talking about.
I didn't know you were talking about that. Shit. I thought you were just talking about, like, you get with a single woman who has kids and she doesn't have another, like, them kids don't have a parent, but you not stepping in 100% as a second parent. You stepping in like, listen, I'm here. I'm going to support you. I'm going to root you on, but I'm not going to step up. And to me, if you're with a woman that has kids or a man, even because there's some men out here with children raising children by themselves. If a woman was to go into a relationship with a man and marry a man who has a child and they don't have a mother, she should understand that she's stepping into a mother role. Like that just goes without saying to me.
And
so
ladies,
putting emphasis on
put that out there early. Like if you are coming into a situation with kids and you expect for the man that you get with to treat them like he made him, you might want to tell him that. You might want to say, listen, I know what I mean. I got these kids, you feel me? And the person I want to be with, I expect them to treat them 100% like they were his.
Absolutely.
Are you?
That's true.
Capable of that?
Communicating that.
You feel me? Like,
that's what I say. I feel like the communication don't be there because they be trying to be so cute and so tedious and let me not say something that's going to make them run away. Hell no. Say everything that you need to say because if they run away, then they wasn't meant to be there. Because either way, whether you say it today or 5 years from now when you fed up because they ain't been what you needed them to be because you had all these false expectations of them becoming something over time. Like, I just thought he was going to eventually step into the daddy role. I thought he eventually was going to take him for football practice. I thought eventually he was going to teach him how to catch a ball, and it never happened, but you never had that conversation. I feel like it goes without saying, but that's not really the truth. Everything needs to be said. You have to have these hard conversations in order to get the results that you're really looking for.
Communication.
Yes, communication is everything. Okay, y'all. We so thankful that you decided to tune in with us tonight via Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. We thank you guys for tuning in tonight. The Recipe Podcast is every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Make sure you guys are tuned in next week. I am going to put in the comment section on Facebook and YouTube where you can go and apply for the Blind Dating with Beyonka, because that's a real show. It's about to come on, so I need you guys to, I do, and I'm really excited about this, because listen, let me tell y'all before I go, like, my dreams and expectations for Beyonka's Playhouse are huge, and my feelings be hurt sometimes when I'm not able to achieve them, and I get stagnated, and I get discouraged, and all of that. I was like, you know what, I just need a team, and thankfully, by God's grace and His mercy, without me even, because I'm like, who's my team going to be? He sent me a team. He sent me a place and a platform where I could do Beyonka's Blind Dating. I've been wanting to do this show since 2017. So having this coming to fruition is huge for me. So,
I had a dream about a recipe /podcast get together. It was us and the viewers. We went live from the gym.
That's my dream. I told you. Didn't I tell you that? Didn't I tell you? Because I know the location where I had my first anniversary show. Okay. Remember how the stage was set up and how we had the talk show live downtown? Right. Like, that's the perfect. Somebody else is doing their show down there now. Really? Like, that is a perfect setup. It's the perfect setup. So my dream is to be able to do the Recipe Podcast down there and to be able to do it live. Do some shows like, for the community about Islamic topics, and then also have just regular topics. That's my dream too. So God willing, it'll come into fruition. Don't speak against me, speak for me. Amen. Because I know how it go. But thank y'all for tuning in tonight. I am Beyonka. Oh, boom. Love that. So I decided to implement this surprise segment tonight because I thought, like, we always end the show with something that had to do with the show. But I want to end the show with something that has to do with you and me, like something that's about us. So, What is something that you would like to share about yourself?
That people don't know?
Yeah. Just something, anything, like, just that you would like to share about yourself. Have a jolly moment. Oh, I like that. Oh. That was dope. Have a jolly moment. Have a jolly moment.
That might be the name of the subject.
I give, Benny Seal got this song, right? And he talk about smiles and stuff like that, and how it don't match like how somebody are at times. I be dealing with a lot of stuff, and a lot of times I be pushing myself like to come get about the bed and stuff like that. Yeah. Like, it's that core strength. A lot of times on the other side of this camera in my mind and my spirit and stuff like that, I really be dealing with. I told Beyonka when I was coming in the door, like some stuff. I was like, yo, my smile or my energy doesn't always match. It does not. But I have a tremendous way of hiding it because at the end of the day, what I do realize is life got to go on. So that's it, you know.
So how can we, anybody, be able to help Jolly really be jolly and not be hiding behind a smile and not feel that? Like, what is it that could be implemented to you?
In short, prayer.
Love it.
Because
okay.
I truly believe that nobody can bear the burden of another. So it's only prayer. That's it. That's all. Nothing else.
Authentic prayer. Okay.
But I seek refuge because I'm on live. I'm gonna say this. I seek refuge in the most from the evil eye, because niggas can, the same way how people can pray for your success, they can pray for your downfall.
Absolutely. That's why I say don't speak against me. You know, when I was talking out loud about the one day, I was like, wait, don't speak against me. But absolutely, and you know, you're gonna always be in my prayers. But I'm gonna put some extra ones in for you tonight. I got you.
I got you.
Absolutely. Okay, Jay, have you a Jay moment?
Okay. Everybody, I'm not for everybody. I've been loyal to a fault in some situations. You feel me? And sometimes I don't even care. You feel me? Like my cape is that long. I'm like I sometimes I don't even care. Head first into the wall. I don't care, right or wrong. Like I don't care. You feel me? Sometimes. But giving it out like that is one of them things, like I said earlier, it was giving birth to my own disappointment because I had expectations. You feel me? I'm running through walls, but I can't get a plate. You feel me? And I can only get mad at myself because why was you running through walls, nigga?
Yeah.
Why was you doing that? You ignored every red flag. This ain't your people's. Like, this ain't your circle. You feel me? And yes, I've been loyal to a fault, and I had to learn that lesson. Even though, like I said, I've done it knowing it was maybe not beneficial, just because of who I am. Like, but sometimes, yeah, you gotta get a little selfish. You feel me? Like, yeah, everybody ain't Lois Lane.
That's the truth, okay? And acknowledging that, accepting that, and digesting that is important, and that's something that you gotta do in order for you to be a better you.
Yeah,
like we can talk it, and we can hear ourselves sometimes.
Because it ain't fair to the people that reciprocate.
Right.
It ain't fair to them. They give it back, but this person don't, but they getting the same energy. No, that ain't fair to the ones.
Well, I love that. Thank you both, Jay and Jolly, for having y'all moments. I just want us to be able to end this show with just being authentic. We authentic anyway because we be really raw, but just being authentic with ourselves and being realistic with ourselves about whatever it is that we going through, whatever it is we want to say in that moment. Because, you know, sometimes we overwhelm ourselves with everybody else. And even with doing this podcast and having this conversation, but we having this conversation with everybody else. And it's like talking about everybody else. And, you know, let's have us a me moment at the end of the show. I think that'll be dope. And I love that. I love how it went tonight. I talked about myself the whole damn show. So I don't know if I really qualify.
We're going to get that couch coming soon, that therapy couch coming soon.
No, real slow.
Come hit the couch, get some therapy. You feel me?
Seriously. But I'm going to just say my me moment is me honestly just being proud of myself and not giving up and not giving in and not allowing my fears to outweigh my faith and to allow my pain to push my purpose and to even just allow myself to be proud of myself. That's my moment. That's my words for me. It's been something that I struggled with my entire life, but in this moment in my life, by God's grace and His mercy and having my mom spiritually with me, pushes me, and it's helping me to be the me that I am today. So I'm very proud of that, and I'm grateful for my family who also pushes me and motivates me. But for me to do this for me and to not give up is everything. So.
And I don't hold on. We ain't going. I don't know if some of y'all know the story. If Ben Thorpe was a person, that person be sitting next to me. I swear to God, I've seen shit like, oh, she can't do that. Like, it's only through perseverance. It's only through prayer. It's only through the power of knowing oneself and not giving up. Because I tell you, the situation was not the best, and I done seen this woman come from the bricks to square feet by the ton. A lot of square feet. I'm so proud of where you done came from. I'm so proud of where you at. Facts.
Thank you.
I don't know too many people that could have dealt with them circumstances and came out smelling like roses, came out covered in roses. I'm telling you.
Thank you so much. That's what made me emotional. I'm like that. Thank you. That really means a lot. That really means a lot. It really, really, truly does, because I know it's genuine. I know it's from the heart, and I truly appreciate that. And you know, I'm learning to pat myself on the back, but I promise you, it feels amazing to have somebody else pat me on the back too, because especially somebody who has been through it all with me. You know, absolutely. And so I also want to just give a birthday shout out to my daughter. My daughter Siani's birthday just passed.
The boss.
She's out in Miami living her life. I'm very proud of her, and I love her. She did an absolutely amazing, courageous thing this week and tackled an issue that she has been weighing on her heart heavily. And I'm very proud of her courage. I'm very proud of her. She's just an amazing, beautiful, phenomenal, beautiful woman. And I just want to say live, I want to make sure that she know and everybody else know that reads her post. I'm so grateful that Allah has blessed you to know your worth and to not allow you to think that your worth was determined by somebody else loving you, accepting you, or acknowledging you. I'm so grateful that Allah has allowed you to love you, accept you, and acknowledge you for you.
Facts.
And to know that you are loved beyond words and that you have a village that's behind you.
Facts.
You may not have the person that you have desired to have in your life your whole life, but that's because that person did not deserve you, does not deserve you. And you got to be okay with that. And I just love that you took the time and you built up the courage to say what you said. And I'm proud of you. And I love you. And happy birthday. Enjoy your birthday.
Happy birthday, CC.
Now get home safely, because
ASAP.
you know my nerves and my anxiety.
You about to hook up the GPS. Don't make me gas up the pacer.
Okay. Good night, y'all. We're going to see y'all next week.